Hey guys, how's it going? Guys, okay, second video of 2025, okay? I'm trying to be consistent because I figured December wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be because there was just so much happening. And my back was hurting. I don't even know if I mentioned that in the last video, but my back was hurting because I fell down. And I mean, before I fell down, it was already hurting, and then my back was still hurting. So anyway, how you guys doing? I wanted to chit chat a little bit. Guys, it's really hot. I need to find at some point because there's no AC here. Don't judge. Listen, but don't judge. Listen, but don't judge, okay? Instagram, somebody DM'd me talking about because the person said something like, you inspire me, I want to do this, that, but the problem is that I don't have the funds, to travel abroad like you do. And the person is also originally from Cameroon. So the person is talking about, I want to be able to invest in Cameroon, but the problem is that traveling to Cameroon with the family expectations here, right? Because whenever you come, family is expecting that you're supposed to help them financially. So the whole conversation was about that, and I kind of took my time. I'm not going to share the whole conversation because it's private, but I was just chit-chatting with the person, telling the person how they should go about, planning the investment and things like that. And one of the things that I actually told the person is that you have to get to the point where you say no, and no is a no. No without explanation is a no, okay? Because I think the person is also a woman, so I understand. As a woman, I understand. We want to help the world. Like we want to be there for everybody, and you cannot be there for everybody. I've talked about this topic over and over again. I've talked about before. When I started investing before I started investing, right? Because before I became an entrepreneur, and I've talked about that, how I was in the US and how I would send money back home, and how little people thought it was. Meanwhile, I was breaking my back, working days and night to make that money happen. Sometimes I wouldn't even pay my bills. And I would still ship, things to Cameroon. I would send people money. I would help people until I realized that no matter what I do, it was never going to be enough. And I think that lady who was talking to me on Instagram is in that same position where she feels like she's unable to invest in her businesses in Cameroon just because of family expectations. And then she was asking me a bunch of questions. She has a child, she's not married, or maybe she's divorced, something like that. But anyway, and one other comment that she made that made me be like, let me sit here and talk to you guys, is the fact that she said, it's easy for you because you don't have any children, so you can fly up and down, blah 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 blah. And I was like, let me talk about this. The sacrifices, let me fix the tone. The sacrifices that women have to make in order to get to certain position is crazy. And it's amazing how sometimes people are like, you lucky. Or maybe you lucky that, at least you have I don't know, a husband, or you're lucky because you don't have children. Many people in my positions that I know are men. Many people in my position that I know are men. Because for some reason, and many of you are men, okay? The way a woman nurture, the way she cares is different. Men also care, but the woman is different. Like, we care and project 10 years from now. The decision that I'm making today, how is it going to affect my children? How is it going to affect my family? Whether it's, my parents, how is it going to affect, somebody that you're caring for, whether it's your husband, your parents, your children, and so forth. That's like, before a woman makes a decision on, I want to do this thing and I want to do it for me, she's thinking about the whole village before she thinks about herself. So I do understand, because I've talked to many young ladies in the 20s. Some of them are here in Cameroon, some of them are in other countries. And the recurring thing that comes back all the time is, how do you do it? How do you just say no? How do you get to the place where you're just unapologetically doing the thing that you want to do, no matter what other people think of you? And I think it took me a lot. I'm a Cancer, okay? And I feel things. I feel like I'm an empath, right? I feel things. And in the beginning, like I told you, I talked about this, right? I talked about this. I'm not going to repeat myself every single year, but I talked about this on one of those videos. I can link it down below, where I was telling you guys the reason why I stopped sending money to Africa and how it wasn't helping me, blah, blah, blah. And if I hadn't said no, I don't think I would have been in this position today, because I would have continued the cycle of helping and helping and helping. So I wanted to sit here today and kind of talk to women, right? Chit chat, about confidence, whatever. It took me a lot of effort. I'm a first daughter. First daughter. Okay, I have an older brother, but I'm a first daughter out of six children for my parents. I'm the first daughter. And I took on the position of being the mini mom when I was younger, right? If my mom wasn't there, whether she's not there for 5 hours or she's not there for a full day or 1 month, I was the mini mom. I was the one responsible to make sure that the chores in the house are done. If my siblings were not doing it, I was the one responsible to do it and then report to my mom that such and such did not do the chores. I was the mini mom. I was the person, the little girl. I mean, I wasn't that little, but I was a teenager. Okay. I was the teenager that my dad trusted enough that if somebody shows up in the house and the message that the person is bringing is important and I'm not there, I want you to make sure you write it down and you tell me this, that, that. Everybody at home, right? If you have six children, everybody has their own duties, their own responsibility. But I think as an African first daughter, you know, like if you guys are watching, please comment down below and tell me how it is. Because we turn into the bossy girl. We turn not because we wanted to, but because we were put in that position that we did not choose to be. And I still remember, I love my mom dearly. I mean, I wanted to say she's one of my best friends, but no, she is my best friend before everybody else. Okay. My mom is my best friend. When there's anything going on in my life, Mom, let me tell you this thing. But there used to be a time in my teenage years where we used to fight. We used to fight because I thought I was so grown up because every responsibility, if it wasn't my mom, my dad, it was me. Every decision, if it wasn't my mom, my dad, people trusted me. Aunties, uncles, people like everybody knew that if you get to that house, talk to this daughter and you become bossy and then you become you think you're the boss, you think you're the mom, right? And you become this person that people say you are difficult and people say you I don't know, I've been called so many names. Okay, even my confidence, I think also the confidence comes from that, the fact that you were always trusted to do certain things, so you grew up thinking that I can do anything, right? And just that alone put me in that predicament, in that position where I felt like I have to do things for other people, right? Like before I ate, I have to make sure that other people ate. I was always put in a position to care for people. Whenever I would go to my grandma's house on a weekly basis, I'll probably go there like 3, 4 times, right? To check on her, to make sure she needed, if she needs something. If my mom sent me to her mom, my grandma, my late grandma, and then she'll be like, go and make sure that she has this, or she needs that. I was that person. So for me to now get on the other side and be selfish, unapologetically selfish, it took me a lot of years to get to the point where I said, I actually want to succeed. And I want my cup to be so full and overflowing. And in order to do that, I need to say no to people in order to fill up my cup. And I had to be in that position. So for that lady I was talking to on social media who said I was lucky because I didn't have children, those are sacrifices that I made, right? I could have, you guys know how we make children. Some of you have children. Could have had children if I wanted to. I could have children. I mean, not today, but I could adopt children and I can still, manage to have children. Having children is not a problem, okay? Is the responsibility and who you're having children with, all right? You have to be careful about that. But it's not luck. Those are decisions. Those are consequences, right? Every decision costs something. No matter what you do, no matter who you think you are, every decision costs something. I can't even count how many people have asked me, why don't you have children? Why are you not married? And people always feel the need to tell me or to remind me that you need this, okay? Should I even talk about this? Guys, I just feel like, how dare you, first of all? Like, live your life. You haven't even figured out your own life, and now you want to figure out my life? No, I don't give you that permission, okay? I think every woman is responsible, or everybody in general is responsible for their own life, for their own situation, for their own decisions. So if you see somebody walking the walk, don't feel like you need to remind the person. I'm a woman of a certain age. Like, I'm aware that I have this age. I'm aware that I'm lacking just that. I'm aware that I do not have just that. So I don't need the world, or I don't need people to remind me, as if I woke up in the morning and then I was like, oh, damn, what happened? We know. We know. For all the aunties, oh my God, talking about aunties. Woo, if you guys know. If you guys know, wow, guys, next month, as in February, a man prepped my traditional wedding. I don't even know how to explain it, but that's because of aunties. Aunties getting into your business. Aunties wanting something that you did not ask them for, something that you never discuss. And then just a whole grown man popped up in front of my door talking about, I want to marry you. Anyway, that's going to be another conversation for another day. I don't even know if I'm going to be talking about it here. I already talked about it on my Instagram stories. If you guys want to find out or you want to hear the story, let me know. But aunties just be nosy, okay? And then they bring any man to you and be like, oh, I found your husband. And the man also sees me for 5 minutes talking about, yes, I think I'm ready to get married. I will come and pay for your bride price next month. Oh, anyway, another conversation for another day. My life is funny, okay? My life is a movie. Like our sister, she always say, girl, your life is a movie. My life is a movie, it's for real. But yeah, so when we talk about women and money, women and ambitions, women and daring to do the things that you want to do, there's always those multiple question mark. Oh, when you focus on your career, why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? And for the women who actually focus on the families, people still question them. Why don't you have a financial situation together, right? Why don't you have a job? Why didn't you, follow up with your education, blah, 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 blah. I feel like we never win. We really never win. And to a certain extent, before somebody says you lucky, no, it's not luck. It's work. It's decisions. Like we actually made some decisions in order to be in this position. And unfortunately, like I think Michelle Obama said it perfectly. She said, and I think other women also say the same thing, but I heard it recently from Michelle Obama, who said, you can have it all, but not at the same time.
I had to be the perfect mother. I had to do everything right. I had to hold down a job and make sure that I was holding myself to a standard that was stressful for me.
And also impossible.
And absolutely impossible.
Because you can have it all, perhaps, but you can't have it all at the same time.
Let us say that again.
You say it.
You can have it all, but not at the same time. You really can't. No, it is impossible, especially if you want to be a good parent, and spend any time with your kids. It's a tough balancing act.
So this season is going to be maybe your hustle season. Next season is going to be the season where you focus on your family, your husband, your children, if you have a husband, of course, or maybe just your children, in order to get to the position where you can say no. No, mom, I cannot do this for you, because I had to say no to my mom. As much as I love her, I had to say no to my mom, and she wasn't happy, and she was nagging. And my dad felt like, oh, she changed, like people around me, my cousins, people felt like I'm changing, but I wasn't changing because I wanted to, like I did not like them anymore. I hated them, or I didn't want to help them. It's because I wanted to help myself. Let's say you have $100, for example, and people ask you for money left and right, for help left and right, right? You're probably going to be left with maybe like $25, maybe $10. But guess what? You can just say no for a couple of years. And then tomorrow you're going to have 100,000. Now you can give them more, or you can help more. And some of the people who were looking for jobs back then, I still remember, actually, when I started investing and I was looking for people to work for my businesses, I remember extending job offers to them. Some of them took, some of them felt like I was mocking them, just because it was just easier for me to give them money. Just a reminder for this beginning of 2025. I know many people are drafting their New Year's resolution. Draft this one. I am saying no. First of all, put it in the present tense, right? Because it's more like you putting it out in the universe and kind of like speaking things into existence in the present tense, right? Not I will, but I am. Okay. I am saying no to things that do not serve me for the long term. I'm saying no to people that do not add value to my life. I'm saying no to helping people and draining myself, because that's what I had to do. And it worked. And it's going to work for you. How are you going to give back again? How are you going to give to yourself? You have to feed yourself. You have to have your cup so full that is overflowing and helping other people. And for the lady who watches me here on YouTube and who, GM'd me on Instagram, if you're watching this video, I just want you to start practicing saying no. Just say no. Maybe somebody asks you for a random thing. Maybe it's a shoe. Your girlfriend comes over and she's like, oh, can I, take this shoe? I'll be back tomorrow. No. Start practicing no. Okay? Start practicing no, because that's the only way you're going to get out of that mental prison, right? That's how I call it. Because sometimes we choose our own prison, feeling like if we don't help, if we don't do this, then people are going to hate on us. People, no, come on now. Like, there are so many people who survived, even when I say no to them, even when I wasn't sending money to Africa. Even today, there are many people who are still extending a hand of help, like, please help me. And I'm looking at the situation and I'm like, not yet. Or sometimes no, because some people are just, wicked. They just want to, they were just wicked. And then just other angle, let me tell you this other angle. There are people who are acting miserable, go to the places, go to the houses, go to the apartments, see the car that they drive, see the houses where they live, see the life that they live, the travels, the countries that they go to. You'll be amazed. I was amazed. And when they're living the best life, nobody calls you. Nobody calls you. Nobody asks you for a dime. And then they go broke. And then they're like, oh my God, I can't pay my bills. My child doesn't have food, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I went through it. And I realized that I was killing myself because I wanted to give so much to others. And I was always putting myself last. So, special public announcement. 2025, please say more no's. More no's to people who don't serve you, to things that do not add value to your life. People do not add value to your life. And more yeses to opportunities. More yeses to things that you are scared of, right? You have to be able to tell somebody, this is my dream. And the person laugh at you. The person is like, wow, you crazy girl. Do you think you're going to get that? I was told I was crazy just for dreaming about going to the US and getting my education there. People told me I was crazy. People laughed. They laughed. They looked at me like I was like, girl, you can barely make it here in Cameroon. Who do you think you are trying to make it, abroad? Now when I see them, wow, today I don't even know what type of energy or spirit came into me. But when I see those people there, I just smile. And I'm so nice to them. I'm so nice to them. I'm just like, how you doing? Oh my God, it's been a long time. Anyway, I'm not going to make this video long. There are probably so many things that I wanted to say, but because it was, like spur of the moment type of conversation, I was like, let me kind of like sprinkle a little wisdom, little words of positivity and good vibes, really. Anyway, we're just starting 2025. Seriously, we're just in January, and you guys know January is like 3 months. Okay, like it's really long. And work on your plan and really plan how you're going to make it. Don't just pray. All right. Don't just pray, but actually plan how you're going to go step by step into making it happen this year. Because if you actually fail to plan, then you are planning to fail. Drop the mic. Anyway, guys, I'm so hot. I'll talk to you in the next video. Don't know what it's going to be about. I'm actually packing because I'm going someplace. So we're going to catch up at some point. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as usual, I will catch you in the next video. I love you.